Have you ever stopped to look at how much sugar you actually consume each day? I hadn't, until one day I realized just how many candies, milk teas, pastries, and sweet coffees I was having daily. And it honestly shocked me. So I decided to give it a try. 14 days with no sugar, no desserts, no soft drinks, no sweetened coffee. The result? It was nothing like what I expected. If you're looking to improve your health, feel less tired, sleep better, or simply take back control of your body, this video is for you. Before we start the journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so I can keep bringing you more challenges to help you live healthier and more energized every day. Days 1 to 3. The sugar withdrawal begins. The first 3 days were honestly brutal. On day 1, I was still full of energy, thinking, how hard can it be to quit sugar? But by the afternoon, as I passed by my favorite milk tea shop, the cravings hit hard. That's when I realized I wasn't just someone who liked sweets, I was actually addicted to sugar. My body started to react, my mouth felt bitter, my head foggy, and somehow every meal tasted bland. I tried to fight it by drinking lots of water and eating low-sugar fruits like green apples, avocado, and cucumber. Anything to trick my taste buds. But the craving just wouldn't go away. At one point, I even opened the fridge just to look at a box of cookies, then quietly closed it again. That night, I thought sleeping early would help, but it didn't. I tossed and turned, thinking about all the sweet things I couldn't have. Warm cocoa, a piece of cookie, or even just a spoon of honey would have felt like heaven. That's when I realized sugar isn't just a food habit. It's a subtle form of dependence, both physical and mental. It gives you a quick high, then leaves you drained, making you crave it even more. The first 3 days felt like a mini detox. Painful, but I knew that if I could get through it, something good was waiting on the other side. Days 4 to 7. When the healing begins. From the 4th day on, I started to feel the changes happening inside my body. In the mornings, I was more alert, without needing my usual sweet coffee. My skin became less oily and that heavy, sluggish feeling slowly disappeared. Without the constant sugar highs and crashes, my energy throughout the day felt so much more stable. No more post-lunch fatigue, no sudden mood drops in the afternoon. Another surprising thing, my taste buds started to reset. Black coffee, which I once thought was unbearably bitter, now tasted smooth and pleasant. Fruits like bananas, oranges, and apples suddenly felt naturally sweet again. It was as if my body was remembering what real flavor actually felt like. The sugar cravings still came once in a while, but they no longer controlled me. Instead, I felt a sense of power. I was the one making the choice, not my impulses. Waking up each morning feeling clear-headed, with better skin and deeper sleep, I realized something profound. Even just a few days without sugar, the body already begins to heal itself. And that made me want to keep going even further. Day 8 to 10. The real test begins, day 8. That's when the real challenge began. I was invited to a birthday party surrounded by every sweet temptation imaginable. Creamy cakes, fizzy sodas, candies, and chocolates. The smell of sugar, butter, and vanilla filled the air, teasing my willpower. I looked around. Everyone was happily indulging, while I was fighting a silent battle inside. A voice in my head whispered, "Just one bite, it won't hurt." But then I reminded myself why I started this. It's only 14 days. Let's see how disciplined I can be. So I chose water. I ate some fruit. I focused on the conversation instead of the cake in front of me. When the party ended, I walked away feeling light and proud. Not because I said no to sugar, but because I said yes to self-control. That night, lying in bed, I kept thinking about it. Controlling what you eat is one thing, but controlling yourself is much harder. Yet, in that moment, I realized discipline isn't restriction, it's freedom. Freedom from cravings, freedom from impulse, freedom to choose who you want to be. That was the turning point of my journey, the moment I truly began to feel the power of consistency. Day 11 to 14, the sweetness of self-control. From day 11 onward, it felt like I had entered a completely new phase. My body felt lighter, my mind clearer, and every morning I woke up full of natural energy. No coffee, no sugar needed to start the day. The afternoon fatigue that used to hit me like clockwork had disappeared. I could focus longer, work better, and my mood stayed steady throughout the day. My body changed too. My skin looked brighter and more even. I slept deeper, waking up refreshed instead of groggy. But the most surprising change wasn't physical, it was mental. I realized that sugar doesn't just affect your body, it plays with your emotions. Every sugary bite used to give me a quick rush of happiness, only to leave me tired and empty soon after. Now that I no longer depend on that artificial sweetness, I've learned to find sugar in other things. A quiet morning, a healthy meal, or simply the pride of knowing I made it to day 14. True sweetness, I've learned, doesn't come from a spoonful of sugar. It comes from balance and from being in control of your own life. 14 days without sugar didn't just change my body. It helped me meet a stronger, sharper, and freer version of myself. After 14 days without sugar, the sweetest reward after 14 days of saying no to sugar, the first thing I noticed was how much my body had truly changed. I lost nearly 2 kilograms without exercising more or cutting my meals drastically. But more important than the number on the scale was the feeling of control. I ate when I was hungry, stopped when I was full, and no longer felt ruled by sugar cravings. I stopped eating to satisfy emotions and started eating to nourish my body. Each morning, I woke up feeling lighter, not just in my body, but in my mind. My digestion felt smoother, my skin brighter, my eyes clearer, and my thoughts sharper. I realized that cutting sugar wasn't just a nutritional challenge, it was a journey back to balance. And along the way, I learned something deeper. Detox doesn't mean deprivation or extreme diets. It means learning to listen to your body's signals, to its needs, and to the difference between hunger and habit. These 14 sugar-free days taught me that real health isn't about removing everything, but about choosing consciously. When you can control something as small as your sugar habit, you begin to master yourself. And that feeling, calm, confident, and fully awake, is the sweetest reward of all. I'm not saying you have to completely cut out sugar, because honestly, sugar itself isn't the enemy. What matters is not letting it control you. Start small, skip 1 bubble tea, use 1 less spoon of sugar in your coffee, or swap a can of soda for a glass of cool water. Your body will thank you sooner than you think. Just 2 weeks of limiting sugar can make a real difference, not only in your weight, but in your energy, your skin, and even your mood. You'll feel more awake, less tired, and more in control of your choices. This isn't just about eating less sugar. It's about taking the first step toward mastering your body and your life. And that was my 14-day no-sugar journey. Would you dare to try it too? Comment, "I'll try," if you're ready to take on this challenge. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really motivates me to keep creating more challenges to help you live a healthier, more mindful, and positive life every day.